That time again, guys. The Oscars are officially here in just a couple days, so I want to do something fun and kind of go over what would I vote for. Like, if I was voting for the Oscars, what would I vote for? As well as I'm going to give a couple predictions in here as well for what I think will win. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below. What would you have voted for if you had your own Oscar ballot and were voting for the Academy Awards? And of course, this Sunday night, look forward to my Oscar reaction. I have a way of filming and getting that reaction out pretty immediately after the award show. I'm excited to see your guys' thoughts on there and also your reactions to the winners that night. But without further ado, let's get into this ballot. So I am going to be honest, there's some of this that I just couldn't do my due diligence to give like a good vote for. So some of these I will not be going through, like best documentary short, I wouldn't be able to vote for. Best short film live action, I wouldn't be able to vote for. Best short film animated, I wouldn't be able to vote for. But we can start with best visual effects. And the nominees for this was Alien Romulus, Better Man, King of the Planet of the Apes, Doom Part 2, and Wicked. And I think for me, I think the clear and easy winner for this is King of the Planet of the Apes. Like, I think that is what's going to win this. But I am going to go with my gut, and I'm going to pick Dune Part 2. I think Dune Part 2 still had the best visual effects as of last year. Like, the way that they crafted and created Arrakis is still, like, one of the most amazing things to me, and I think it deserves there. But I am really happy that Alien Romulus and Better Man also got in here. I thought both of those had splendid and incredible visual effects, but that would be my personal choice. The next nominee is Best Sound, which we have A Complete Unknown, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, which is the villain of this award season, The Wild Robot, and The Wicked. Now, really happy The Wild Robot got in here. I think that is such an underrated movie, and, well, I don't even know if you want to categorize it as underrated, but I thought it was one of the best films of last year. It's my second favorite film of last year. For sound, this is tough, because I think all of these nominees, except Emilia Perez, deserve to be in here. I'm going to go with Dune Part 2 for this. That's my personal Oscar ballot, but I think A Complete Unknown is going to win this one. I think A Complete Unknown is going to win this one for some way, shape, and form. Again, this could change, like the night of the Oscar reactions, like once I actually do my Oscar ballot officially, like that could be it. I could make some last-minute changes, but up next, we have Best Production Design. The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Wicked, Conclave, Nosferatu. Ooh, this is a tough one. So, lots of choices here. Basically, all of these, I would say, had the most exquisite production design. I don't think I would change a single one of these, and the fact that Nosferatu got in here, like, excites me to no end. So I think the winner will be Nosferatu, and I say that because they didn't get too many nominations, but the nominations that it did get, I think it deserves. But I think in terms of production design, I think Wicked also has a chance. My personal preference, it's very tough, but I think I'm going to go Nosferatu on this one. I really, like, this one is a toss-up. Like, I'll be happy with anyone who wins this, but I'm going to go Nosferatu just because it didn't get too many nominations, which brings us to Best Makeup and Hairstyling, which we have A Different Man, Nosferatu, Wicked, The Substance, and Emilia Perez. All of these make sense to be in this category. The only thing I would have probably done is Dune and probably taken out Emilia Perez, but I also understand why Emilia Perez got in. So for this one, my personal preference is either Nosferatu or The Substance. And I'm going to go with Nosferatu. But I think the winner of this will be The Substance. I think the makeup for this was impeccable and honestly just amazing. Next up, we have Best Film Editing, which usually whatever's nominated for this has the highest chance at winning Best Picture from what some naysayers like to say. You have Anora, Conclave, Wicked, The Brutalist, and Emilia Perez. Now, Emilia Perez, just a villain of the award show. I wouldn't have put this in here for Best Film Editing. Wicked, I really liked Wicked. I wouldn't have put it in here personally. So it is between Anora, Conclave, and The Brutalist. And I also think that is like what this award is going to be for. So for me, I think my personal preference would be The Brutalist. But I think Anora is going to win this one. I think Anora deserves it as well. Like, really going back and forth between those. But the fact that The Brutalist is almost a 3.5-hour movie, and it did not feel like 3.5 hours, that's kind of like my way of going like on what gets Best Film Editing. Now we get Best Costume Design, which Dune should be in here too, but it's not. The nominees were A Complete Unknown, Gladiator 2, Wicked, Conclave, and Nosferatu. For this one, I think like my personal preference on this is probably Nosferatu. So I'm going to pick Nosferatu, but I think Wicked's going to win this one. I think this is like the one award Wicked has like the biggest surefire chance of winning, but I'm really happy with like some of the other nominations in here as well. We have Best Cinematography, which is The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. Now, for the most part, I think all of these deserve to be in here except Amelia Perez. But I think my personal preference, like I go back and forth between Dune, Nosferatu, and The Brutalist. Dune and Nosferatu are like head and head for that number one spot, and I am going to go with Nosferatu. I still think that was the best looking film of last year. I think the actual winner of this, though, will be Dune Part 2. I think Greg Fraser is going to get that win, and I hope he does. I hope he does, too. But I would be very pleasantly surprised if Nosferatu wins because the cinematography for that film is on a whole other level, and this is, again, one of those categories that it did get nominated for something. Next up, we have Best Original Song. Honestly, I think all these songs genuinely either suck or are not memorable whatsoever. So I'm just gonna personal preference Like a Bird, Sing Sing, because Sing Sing deserves a nomination. But I think the winner is probably gonna be the El Mal from Amelia Perez. Next up, we have Best Original Score. This is again another stacked category. Dune should have been in here, should not have been disqualified. Nosferatu should have been in here. But our nominees are The Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, no idea fucking why. Wicked, no idea why this was eligible, and The Wild Robot. My personal preference, The Wild Robot. That's what I'm going with. I think The Wild Robot had the best score out of all these. But I think the winner is going to be between Conclave and The Brutalist, and I'm going to go to The Brutalist for this one. Both of those had amazing scores as well. My personal preference is I just like The Wild Robot score more. Next up, we have Best Documentary Feature. Now, I did watch some of these, but I am really disappointed that the Christopher Reeves documentary did not get in here. So I'm just going to say No Other Land would be my personal preference. I didn't watch all of them, but that's the one that I did watch. And I would also say it's probably going to be the winner too. I'll get up the Best Animated Feature. Now this one, I will be honest, I've not seen Flow yet. I have not had time to watch it. I really want to. So my personal preference for this, as you probably could tell in this video, it would be The Wild Robot. I think The Wild Robot is just hands down one of the best animated feature films. So, like, I mean, I said it back in my review when it came out that I think it's the best DreamWorks movie. Like, take out any nostalgia you have on How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, Shrek, whatever you want to say, The Wild Robot is the best DreamWorks movie ever made. It's just hands down. It's one of the best animated films as well. So I'm going to put The Wild Robot as I think will be the winner. But do not count out Flow. Do not count out Flow. So we have Best International Feature Film, which Amelia Perez, The Girl with the Needle, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, Flow, and I'm Still Here. I really, really hope Amelia Perez doesn't win. And I've said this in previous videos. I'm not like a hater on Amelia Perez. Like I don't hate the movie. I actually didn't mind it. But it's not a film that I think should be nominated here. There are countless other international films that should be nominated here. But whatever, Amelia Perez got nominated. I think Flow, honestly, any of these, I think should win above it. But I think it's going to go between Flow and I'm Still Here. But since I have not seen Flow and I have seen I'm Still Here, I'm going to go with I'm Still Here. And I think that should be the winner, hands down. Next up, we have Best Adapted Screenplay. The nominees were A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. Again, Amelia Perez, throw out the window. But this one's tough because overall I loved every single one of the other movies. I think the scripts were impeccable for those. A Complete Unknown, I have a lot of biasness towards because I just love that movie, but I don't think the script was one of the strongest showcases for that, so that wouldn't be my pick. So I really am between Conclave, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. And I think for me, my personal preference, as much as I love Conclave, like Conclave was like top 15 films of last year for me. Sing Sing was maybe like top 25. I'm going to say I prefer the script for Sing Sing just a tad bit over Conclave. And also I just want Sing Sing to win something. So that's my personal preference, but I think Conclave's going to take home the win on this script. As well as Best Original Script is up next, and that is Anora, The Brutalist, The Substance, A Real Pain, September 5. I think this, besides September 5, I would have taken that one out personally. I don't really care for it to be here. The rest of these, I think, is such an impeccable lineup. I loved 3 of these movies, and then I just really, really liked The Real Pain, but I thought the script was such a big piece of that. So personally, for Best Original Screenplay, My personal preference out of all these, I liked Nora more, but I'm going to honestly say I would prefer The Substance to win Best Original Screenplay here. I think the winner, though, will be Nora. I think a lot of people were kind of predicting Real Pain, which I would have no madness at. I would be happy that Jesse Eisenberg got that script win. But I'm going to go The Substance. I just think it's so cool that a film like that is nominated at the Oscars for like Best Picture, Best Screenplay, Best Director. And for me, that's my personal pick. But Nora did have a fabulous screenplay, and I think Sean Baker deserves his credits too. We're getting into the actor categories, and this is where we get Best Supporting Actor. So we have Yura Borisov, Kieran Culkin, Edward Norton, Guy Pearce, and Jeremy Strong. Personally, I know the winner of this is going to be Kieran Culkin. I mean, that is like just hands down the pick. Does not matter who you are. Kieran Culkin is most likely winning this award. Like, if he doesn't win, it would be such a shock. But personally, I don't think he would be my choice. Like, looking at these, like I loved Kieran. I thought Kieran was amazing. And, like, part of me wants him, but, like, also part of me, like, wouldn't mind, like, a Yura Borisov, sorry, I'm mispronouncing that, and Edward Norton, a Guy Pearce, or a Jeremy Strong to win this. Like, I am happy with, like, whoever wins this. You know, I think I'm going to go Guy Pearce. I think he deserves it. Like, that would be my personal pick, like, right now. But I think Kieran's going to win it, and he deserves it. Up next is Best Supporting Actress. I think we all know who's going to win this, but we'll go through the nominations anyways. Monica Barbaro, Ariana Grande, Felicity Jones, Isabella Rossellini, and Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana is most likely winning this. This one is more of like, she's just been in Hollywood forever. She puts out tons of great performances. She deserves this type of nomination, and she deserves this type of win. Like, that's, I think, the Oscar mentality on this. I do not think this is her best performance. I would not give her the win for this. I think every single one of these other actresses were in a better movie and also gave a better performance in those movies. And that's no shade at Zoe Saldana. I love Zoe Saldana. I mean, like, if it was for me, she would have won for the last two Avatar movies. But even though she's going to win, my personal pick is Monica. I think what Monica did in A Complete Unknown is absolutely, like, stellar. Like, I didn't even notice who the hell she was. Like, I'd seen her in previous stuff, but when I saw A Complete Unknown, my takeaway was, okay, yeah, Timothy's amazing in this. Like, easily best performance of his career. But who the fuck is that? And I thought what she gave to this role was one of the best things I've ever seen in, like, this decade so far for performances. So personally for me, Monica is my personal pick. I don't think she has a chance of winning. I think if anyone is going to steal it from Zoe Saldana, it is going to be Ariana Grande, who also I would be very happy if she won too. But Monica deserves it for me. Up next, guys, we have Best Actor. And in this category, we have Adrian Brody, Coleman Domingo, Sebastian Stan, Ralph Fiennes, and Timothée Chalamet. Now, I have not seen The Apprentice yet. That is like the one film I didn't get a chance to see. I don't think it's streaming yet on any platform, so I can't watch it. I'm pretty sure I could rent it, but I don't want to spend money on that. So, with that said, I'm going to not be able to vote for Sebastian Stan here, but if he were to win, I'd be happy about it. I like Sebastian Stan, and I think he deserves his credits, but these four, it's crazy because I think these four, three of them give the best performance of their career. One should already have an Oscar and does not have an Oscar. So the one who doesn't have an Oscar but deserves to have an Oscar and should have already had an Oscar is Ralph Fiennes. Now, Conclave, there's an argument to be made, one of his best performances. He's phenomenal in every single thing he's ever in, so it doesn't really matter. I thought he was great in Conclave. I loved his performance in Conclave. But it's honestly, like, especially as I, like, rewatch stuff, I would be happy if he won. But the other three, Coleman Domingo, Adrian Brody, Timothée Chalamet, are, like, top performances of the year. Coleman Domingo, I mean, just turns in better performance every single role. But I think Sing Sing is going to be the performance that he is remembered for when he's long gone. Hopefully that's not for a while, but that's like the role that I will always most likely go to for him. Adrian Brody, he's an amazing actor. He's already won an Oscar, but The Brutalist, argument to be made, best performance of his entire career. The Brutalist will be a film that many people will study for years. And Timothée Chalamet spent 5.5 years trying to get down Bob Dylan, and I thought he did. I thought he did it in such an immense way that this was one of the first few roles where I was like, that is not Timothy Chalamet. That is Bob Dylan. So it's very tough because I think Timothy deserves his credits. He's a young actor who will most likely have many more nominations, which is the reason why I don't think he's going to win this. I think the winner will end up going to Adrian Brody, like just hands down. But my personal pick, I'm gonna go Timothy Chalamet. I think he deserves it. I think he's the best working actor. Like out of all these up and coming ones, he's the best younger one. And every single time I see him in a role, no matter if I like the movie, love the movie, hate the movie, he is always such a big takeaway. And A Complete Unknown, he just killed that movie. Like absolutely rocked it. But now we have Best Actress. This one, Cynthia Erivo, Carla Sofia Gascon, Mikey Madison, Demi Moore, Fernanda Torres. I think this is really just a two-horse race. I think Demi Moore and Mikey Madison. Cynthia Erivo, I don't really think has a chance here. I think depending on how Wicked 2 is, she'll probably have a higher chance for that. Carla, we're not even going to discuss. Fucking just throw them away. Does not matter. They're not winning this. That movie sucks. I'm shocked they're even going to the award ceremony. And Fernanda Torres, who, again, phenomenal, and I'm still here. Personally, for me, just I don't think she has a chance. It really just is Mikey and Demi Moore's year. And this is a tough one because on a personal preference, I think Demi Moore deserves it. She's been in Hollywood for a long time. And again, if you've heard me, sometimes I'm like, I like Zoe Saldana's kind of thing. But I'll also say this, like, as long as she's been in Hollywood for, I think this is probably Demi Moore's best performance. It's also a weird performance. It's a weird and wacky one. So, like, for me, I kind of want that to win. I want The Substance to get that best nomination from an actress. But then Mikey is probably my personal favorite performance. What she did with Honora was great. And I think when it comes down to Demi's performance, it also heavily relies on Margaret Qualley's performance from The Substance. And I think both of them go hand in hand. Like, no, like, pun intended because of what the film's, like, trying to establish, but both of them go hand in hand. And that's, like, my one thing where Mikey is, like, she's on her own. Like, she is on her own giving this role. So my personal preference, I'm going to go Mikey. I love what she did in Honora. Like, truly enough, just took my breath away. And specifically, like, the last 30 minutes, I think, like, all of that, like, leads up to why I think she deserves this. But if Demi Moore wins, I'll be happy. And I think Demi Moore is going to be the winner. So I'll leave it at that. Next up, we have Best Director. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, but Jacquas from Amelia Perez, he directed it. Sean Baker, Brady Corbett, Carly Farragut, and James Mangold are the best directors lined up. I don't think Amelia Perez, again, just trash. Not going to win. I think this one's a two-horse race. I think it's Sean Baker versus Brady Corbett, and I'm leaning towards Sean Baker winning. So I'm in a personal preference. I think Sean Baker should win. I wouldn't mind if Corley Farragut won. Like, personally, like, if I were voting, I'd probably go one of those two. I would also probably even go Brady. Like, there's an argument to be made there, but I would go Sean Baker. I think he deserves it. I think honestly that also just the winner will be Sean Baker. I don't see Brady winning. I think it is going to Sean. But yeah. But last but not least, we have Best Picture. Best Picture is, I think, leaning more towards Honora at this point, but the nominees are A Complete Unknown, The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, I'm Still Here, The Substance, Honora, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Wicked. I think here it's going Honora. I think Honora is going to be the Best Picture winner. I think that's such a cool Best Picture winner. I'm happy that they're going to win this. But it'd be cool if, like, The Brutalist or Conclave won too, or The Substance. Like, I'd be happy with those. As long as, honestly, like, Amelia Perez doesn't win, I would be just happy with anyone. But, yeah, Nora's what I think's going to win. My personal preference, Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2. Dune was the best film of last year for me. Dune is one of the best films of this last decade. It should have gotten nominations for more, but I've done that rant already, and it's whatever. But, yeah, I'm going to say Dune. Dune's my personal preference. Anora's going to be the winner. And that's my Oscar ballot. So tune in, guys, on Sunday. I'm going to be reacting to the Oscars again. It's not live, but I'll be editing it as I go throughout the night, so that way I can put up the video for you guys right close to when after the ceremony's over. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe and comment down below your guys' thoughts. Tons of new content coming up. We got a lot of Daredevil, Born Again stuff coming up. I am going to be reviewing the entire season very soon, as well as spoiler reviews for every single episode. So thank you so much again for watching, supporting all this stuff. It's been a hectic year. I know the Blu-rays, this is a big reason why I did this. I am going to be filming a Blu-ray collection video, by the way. Like, finally, I know that has been like a highly requested video for a long time, an updated one. I don't think I've done one since 2020, so it's been about 5 years. So yeah, tune in. Thank you so much. And of course, until next time, stay classy.